back, and there, if that's the case, like, why haven't you sacked Nick Foles yet?
No, I don't know. I just ain't get to him yet. I got to find a way though. But I'm gonna go out there and play. I'm gonna study, and hopefully I get them opportunities and I get to them this time. So we're gonna see. Thanks for the motivation too, by the way.
There you go.
As if he needed any extra motivation, some defensive superstars like himself definitely going to be on display in tonight's Monday Night Football matchup. The game features 3 of the last 4 defensive players of the year with Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack. But it's been Donald who's earned the award in back-to-back seasons. And just halfway through this season, he's on a pace that would no doubt lead him straight to Canton. Michelle Beisner-Buck has more on defining Aaron Donald.
He is the best defensive player, maybe the best player in the National Football League, number 99, Aaron Donald.
If there were one former player in the NFL that most reminds you of Aaron's game, who would it be and why?
Aaron Donald reminds me in some ways of a guy like John Randall.
I'm here. I'm ready to rock.
He's just John Randall 2.0.
My rookie year, John Randall and Warren Sapp was 2 guys that, I had the organization break down film for me to be able to study and watch them guys play. See if I can emulate that and have success at this level.
I talked to him this morning, and I told him that I was going to reference Aaron Donald to your likeness. Matter of fact, I'll call him. If he picks up, yeah. JR.
Yeah, what's going on?
What up? Hey, I got you on speakerphone, so no cuss words. Hey, I'm doing this interview for ESPN, so they want you to be a part of the piece if you're willing to.
Yeah, when do they want to do this?
When do you want to do this?
We're rolling.
You gotta love that. All right, front office insider Mike Tannenbaum live now on Sports Center. All right, so that's on Aaron Donald. Let's talk about Khalil Mack. You got the Bears gave up 4 draft picks in trade to get him. I'm sorry, but the Bears then got Khalil Mack, and they signed him to a record-setting extension in 2018. What is Chicago's front office thinking about their return on investment?
Ryan, they have to be very happy. When you look at his production, he has 25 and a half sacks over the last couple of years, 11 forced fumbles, but most importantly, they're 25 and 13 with Khalil Mack. And beyond the statistics, Ryan, he draws double teams and he's a force multiplier. So players like Akeem Hicks have been able to blossom having Khalil Mack as a teammate. So they gave up a lot, but thus far they've gotten a lot in return.
All right. Now, Mike, I want to take you back to yesterday and the Cowboys. Now, they've obviously had a lot of struggles this year. The Cowboys defense has given up more than 200 yards rushing in 3 of the last 4 games. So talk to me about Dallas. What do you think they need to do to turn it around?
Yeah, when you look defensively, Ryan, let's start at the linebacker position. They are playing poorly. Jalen Smith just hasn't been the same. Leighton Vander Esch and Sean Lee can't get on the field. So at the linebacker position, they have to get those 3 guys on the field together and playing well. But most alarmingly to me is let's look at the secondary. They drafted Trayvon Diggs in the 2nd round, but when you look at players like Darryl Worley, Anthony Brown, they're just not playing as well as they did last year, and they're missing Byron Jones. Byron Jones was a great corner that signed with the Miami Dolphins in the offseason, and it's clear they really miss him. So they've done a little bit of cornerback by committee, but when you look at the back 7 from the inconsistent linebacker play to a really leaky secondary, they've given up way too many yards. They've been poor on 3rd down, and they have to get that front back 7 fixed for them to have any chance.
And with all that, they're still firmly in the hunt in the NFC East. Now, Mike, the big news today was Odell Beckham Jr. He's going to miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL. What are the best options for the Browns to replace him with the trade deadline just 8 days away?
Ryan, there are a couple of good options out there. Kenny Stills in Houston, he's only 28 years old, and he's still an explosive player out there. That's what they're going to lose with Odell Beckham Jr. We could look at Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, big productive receiver, can't really run as well as he did. He's had some durability issues, but he's been a productive receiver. And then I would stay in that same division and possibly at the New York Giants with Golden Tate. Obviously, The Giants have been a disappointment. Golden Tate's been a productive receiver. I think he would be available as well. So those are 3 receivers that I think could be an option for the Browns.
And you talk about explosive players. Let's take it to the Panthers. They got Christian McCaffrey. They're talking about how he's getting closer to a return from that ankle sprain, but he has not been activated from IR yet. What's Carolina's biggest concern as he works back?
You know, Ryan, you really have to start with practice, and you have to want to make sure that Christian McCaffrey can protect himself, because he has short area quickness. Can he make people miss? And sometimes when players are so competitive, like someone like McCaffrey, you almost have to protect them from themselves. So I would be really careful watching him at practice. And if you're going to play him in a game, put him on a pitch count. No matter what the game situation is, go in with a predetermined number, maybe 10, 15 snaps to get him started. Because again, when someone's so competitive like McCaffrey, you want to make sure that he's healthy and not only is productive, but can protect himself. So sometimes you have to put the governor on the engine, and you can't ask the player, because I'm sure he's going to say, hey, coach, I'm ready to go.
And that production last year was legendary. McCaffrey led all players in yards from scrimmage last year, but he hasn't played since week 2. Mike, thanks.
This is Christmas morning for Big Ten fans.
Wow, the Big Ten is back.
Late October, love football this time of the year.
It was a strange feeling, like looking around saying, anybody just see that?
Into the hands of Mims, they do it again.
Touchdown, Alabama.
Noah Mandrell's in for the Rutgers touchdown. Touchdown! Lumberjacks win!
Off the upright and out.
That would be called the triple doink.
Here it is, the ball game. He didn't get there. No, the same thing. Indiana wins.
You don't get explanation. They run off the field.
Spins and gets to the end zone.
I think I'm better in all aspects.
Oh my gosh, this doesn't happen.
Syracuse has played Clemson as well as anybody in the country.
We did win the game, I think. Am I in the right spot?
Ryan, it was good to see the Big Ten back this week, but some tough news out of the SEC today. The number 2 team in the country, Alabama, going to be without its top wide receiver for the foreseeable future. Bama wideout Jalen Waddle is expected to be out for the season with an ankle injury. He had at least 120 receiving yards in each of his first 4 games. Here's his head coach, Nick Saban.
I did talk to him after the game. They did the surgery that night. He's been in the hospital since. He's been pretty groggy. He was going to come and see me today, but he just got back. Surgery was very, very successful. The long-term prognosis for his surgery is very good. You know, you can't replace a guy like Jalen Waddle in terms of what his ability is, and it's no different than, losing Allen Iverson if your, guy scores 30, 40 points a game.
And then there's Michigan, Kelsey. They opened their virus-delayed season in stellar fashion, trouncing number 21 Minnesota 49-24. The ground game was the key here, with the Wolverines rushing for 256 yards. And now the 13th-ranked Wolverines will take on Michigan State on Saturday. So here's Jim Harbaugh on that upcoming matchup.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, if you get a chance to see it, it's different. But, I mean, it's still a game. The red blood is pumping. And it'll be really, really pumping, for both sides in this game. No question about that. It's for the state championship, kind of what we call it, the chance to win the state championship. I think a lot of players can relate to that, who might have been playing for a state championship when they were in high school. It's a really, really big deal.
Staying in the Big Ten, and Wisconsin awaiting news from a follow-up COVID test on quarterback Graham Mertz. According to reports, he tested positive over the weekend after a record-setting day in their win over Illinois. Now, if Mertz's positive test is confirmed, he will be out a minimum of 21 days. That's according to Big Ten protocol. Should he be unavailable for the next 3 games, depending on that test, the Badgers would still be a big favorite to win at least a couple.